It didn't take long for the human, Zack, to take their destination. The moment they arrived, however, their unwanted guests were already approaching Central Park. Without a moment to lose, the assailants entered into the park, each one of them holding a weapon of destruction and death as they searched the area for the two. Zack was watching them from a special and secret cave hidden behind tall grass and bushes. With a soft sigh of relief, he made his way back into the cavern, where a confused and slightly battered Luna sat. "Looks like those guys followed us, but it doesn't seem like they noticed us hide in here. We should be safe for the time being," he said as he took a seat across from her. His eyes glanced at her wound, a slight bit of blood dripping from it. "Are you going to be okay? That wound looks kind of painful."
She stared at him as if he had grown a second head, maybe even a third. "None of your ing business, dumbass," she replied, her words seeping with a venomous undertone.
With an awkward smile, Zack leaned closer to her, his eyes locked on her. Woman wasn't deep, but it would cause issues if it wasn't patched up. There was no telling how long they'd be there too. So it was a dilemma that Zack couldn't help but worry about. He huffed and determination as he pulled off his hoodie and placed it beside him.
Luna to watch him cautiously as he soon took his undershirt off and ripped a piece of it before he began wrapping the strip-up material around her damaged arm. She flinched before quickly bringing her cloth hands to Zack's neck, her eyes filled with rage. "The F do you think you're doing? Don't even think about trying to."
"Shush. They'll hear us. Calm down, okay? I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just trying to patch you up, I promise," he said as he slowly finished his primitive patchwork, making sure that he didn't make any sudden movements. He couldn't help but find it funny, the situation seeming as if he was trying to help a wild beast that instantly saw him as a threat due to her sense of danger rising. Only difference was that he was helping what was essentially every furry's fantasy. The moment he finished, he slowly backed up to his original spot, a slightly frightened smile on his face. "See, I told you I wasn't going to hurt you. You should get that patched up with a real first aid kit though."
She rolled her eyes, finding his misplaced and mundane kindness to be not only an annoyance, but just downright stupid in general. Yet whatever. "I didn't ask for you help now, and I didn't before, so don't expect me to say thanks."
"Trust me, I didn't expect one to begin with," Zack thought to himself as he let out an awkward chuckle now that he was slightly calm and a bit closer to her. His eyes began to study her appearance and disposition. One thing that Zack did when he ran into people was studying them. Nothing that would be deemed stalkerish, but normal things like how they dressed, their attitudes, and sometimes even their nationality and race. However, it would be more like species in this case, considering that Zack wasn't even sure what she even would be classified as. She seems to dress in dark, slightly revealing clothes, must mean that she's considered goth by most. Attitude and character trait, most likely it's under 8, and she has an I know I may be #TCH sorta attitude. He thought as his eyes trailed down her silver-furred arms and legs. Claws, and I bet those teeth of hers are more like fangs. Could she be the one that killed the other guy? Seems more than likely, so then why did she save me from those guys? He looked back up at her face, her blood-red and silver-white eyes staring out, that nothing in particular, his own eyes analyzing her. Thoroughly, so many questions danced in his head, and his curiosity was growing with each ticking second. He had to know what was going on, and the first thing to do was start off with introductions. With the nervous cough, he soon spoke. So anyway, I'm Zach Treble, nice to meet.
I didn't ask. She interrupted, making Zach's nervousness skyrocket.
Ha ha ha. Right, you didn't. Might I ask what your name is? Her eyes cut over to him, so fast that it almost seemed like she was cutting the air. He could almost feel the menacing aura surrounding her, causing him to sweat from fear. She huffed in apparent annoyance as she turned to fully look at him.
It's Luna. Better memorize it because I'm not telling you again.
Luna. A fitting name for what seemed to be a werewolf. He wondered if it was Luna with a U or Luna with 2 O's though. He decided against asking her that one question down, about a few dozen more to go. He looked around the cave as he tried his best not to stare at her in curiosity and interest. Mind if we address the elephant in the room? He asked.
Luna tapped her clogged finger on the rock ground, her eyes growing dark with contempt. If this mother F sharp R doesn't stop talking. She let out a sigh, allowed her as she waved her hand at him. Fine. Whatever, what is it?
Great, so here's a question. Why are you a werewolf? Why were you trying to kill me? Who were those other guys? Are you the one who was responsible for the multiple murders recently? Are you really a fake? Before he could finish the next question, his stomach was met with a swift kick from Luna, leaving him winded.
I'm not here to answer every damn question you have. No point in even telling you my name anyway. Considering that you will be dead anyway.
Zach looked at her in a mixture of shock and pain. He rubbed his sore stomach. First of all, ouch. Second, so you were trying to kill me before, and due to the fact that I've never met you or even seen a whatever you are in my life, that must mean you're the serial killer that's been on the news recently?
Luna raised an eyebrow at him. Serial killer, that was the first she was called that, maybe because not many people even knew of her existence. And if they did, they were promptly told to keep their mouths shut, lest they want their life ended quickly. I guess you can say that, though I'm not sure that a serial killer matches my job description. I'm a contract killer, not some F***CK up mental teen with daddy issues.
Okay, that's kind of harsh. She definitely has no filter. Zach thought to himself. So if you're a contract killer, then that means somebody hired you to off me, right? If that's the case, who would want me dead? I haven't done anything to anybody? He explained, his heart beating faster at the realization of the situation.
Luna shrugged as she leaned against the wall, her left leg resting on her right knee. Beats me, Blitzo doesn't care. I don't care, nobody cares. We just do the job and get paid, plain and simple.
Zack panked in confusion at the foreign name. Must have been one of the other intruders from before with a slight knot or his head. He leaned against the wall, his mind processing what had been told to him, minimal though it may be. I see, so that means you're a wolf contract killer. Talk about a strange turn of events.
Luna gritted as she glared at him. Her first and hair slightly standing on end. I'm not a wolf. Dumbass.
Zack's eyes widened as he stared at her in disbelief. If she was a hellhound, then that meant that she was some sort of demon, which would make the red creature's imp. Add that the strange pentagram portal that he saw, and the answer was as clear as day. She was a contract killer demon from hell. So you're a demon from hell. Beats me, but that's impossible. Demons don't exist, right? That's just folklores and ghost stories. He shouted as he began to sweat profusely.
Luna got his dramatic display. She was used to having people freaked out over that fact, but she still found it funny that his mind was dead set on that fact, and not the fact that his life was going to end soon. Well, apparently they aren't. Get used to it, kid, because you will soon be joining the old realm of hell,
she said as Zack calmed himself down. So you're really going to kill me? Like actually going to kill me? Zack asked, to which Luna simply nodded. Zack was, for lack of better word, stunned. He was seriously going to die, all because she was paid to do so. He wondered if she was paid by a demon in hell or by a human with a childish grudge. He knew he would die at some point. But not like this. The idea was completely hard to believe, but whether or not he believed it didn't mean anything. His fate was set in stone, and the reality of that tore at him. With his sigh, he lowered his head, his eyes staring at the ground beneath him.
Luna raised an eyebrow as she folded her arms in front of her, a smug and snarky smirk growing on her face. Don't look so down. On the bright side, at least you don't have any friends that will mourn you, so nobody's going to be down when you're dead. Plus, your death will have some meaning in me getting paid. She hissed with an evil chuckle.
Zack merely sat there in silence as he tensed in a mixture of hopelessness and contempt. She was already going to kill him, so why cheer his spirits down?
With a small chuckle, Luna got to her feet and brushed herself off. Well, I think that's enough waiting. First I'll just tell Blitz of the situation, then I'll dash. She stopped as her hand brushed against her left pocket, then to her right. Nothing but air. With a slight gasp, she pulled her pockets out in a flash, only to find nothing but pocket and air. What the F? Where's my phone? As she searched around the small cave, there was no sign of it. It was definitely not hard to miss, since its color was such a bright blood red. Did I drop it somewhere? I didn't feel it when I was running after the human, so that means... She turned her head to the depressed human as her eyes squinted with anger. There were either two scenarios here. He either took the phone or it fell from her pocket when she was knocked to the ground. Regardless, her anger and blame was pointed to him like a gun, and she was ready to take aim. With a low growl, she gripped his collar and raised him up to her eye level, snapping him out of his daze. Where is it? I know you have it. She started causing Zack face in twist and confusion.
Okay, First of all, your breath stinks like really bad. Second of all, I don't have anything of yours whatsoever.
He spoke out. Luna Grill obviously not liking his answer. She threw him against the wall and pinned him to it, her teeth poking out of her menacing frown. You better not be lying to me, F. Kerr. I've killed for way less reasons than this.
Zack couldn't help but swallow hard in fear here. He was getting abused by a hellish creature that was paid to kill him for no reason nevertheless. He had to think of something, and fast. There had to be some way to get Luna to back off a bit and see him as someone to keep alive. He thought for a moment before getting what people would call a lightbulb moment. Perhaps your phone fell out of your pocket in my house. You did take a tumble onto the ground, so it's possible that's where it is right now?
Zack suggested. Luna blinked a few times and thought it made sense, and if it was there, then she wouldn't have to also find her way back to where Blitzo and the others were. It killed two birds with one stone. Even so, there was still the matter of getting there. She had no idea where exactly his house was, and it'd take days to search the entire city, as reluctant as she was. She needed the human, even if for a little. Alright, if that's the case, then you're taking me back to your house so I can get my phone.
Why would I help my own killer get their phone back? What, so you can kill me later? Zack countered as he raised his eyebrow.
It's either I kill you quickly or I beat the S out of you and then kill you. Take you pick, smartass.
I really don't see a difference. If anything, I have more time to live if I don't help you. So again, why would I help my own killer?
She growled louder as her grip on his shirt tightened. She couldn't exactly refute what he was saying, but even so, she needed to get her phone back and find a way back to Blitzo. There had to be some way to get him to bend the knee. Perhaps feeding him to Colt would do it, or ripping off one of his fingers before she could even do anything.
Zack sighed, shrugging his shoulders. Fine, I'll help you, he said, much dismay.
Wait, what?
Yet, I might as well. I'm going to die anyway, no matter what, and if I die, you're more likely to die too. Thanks to those guys, so why have both of us kicked the bucket? Might as well just be one of us.
Luna wasn't sure what she was hearing. Was he seriously going to help her? Even though if he did, then he'd be a dead man. She couldn't help but stare in disbelief and caution. You know, if you try to run, then I'll catch you, right?
I know, trust me. I'm only thinking of what exactly would be the best course of action in terms of loss game and just straight up morals. Plus, I wouldn't feel right if I was the reason someone got killed.
King hell, what's with this guy? She thought to herself as she continued to stare at him. He was going to help her after everything she said, and after the realization that he was going to die was definitely not convinced. But she still had to get home. She grunted as she let his shirt go with a light shove and folded her arms under her ample breasts.
Zack brushed his hoodie down and slid his hands into his jeans pockets as he started to head towards the exit to the cave. Come on. I think those guys are gone now. If we hurry, we can catch a bus over to Hell's Kitchen. He called out to her as he exited the small cave. Luna soon followed behind him.
Her crimson eyes staying locked in Zack's back. If he was going to run, she would make sure to catch him and give him a swift and painful death.
You're late to the party. You know.
You know how hard it is to deal with personal things that is happening outside, while being hunted down by our enemies.
Well, yeah. Which the viewers have been waiting for this video for a long time. You know, right?
I know. A lot of this happened, and finding this information was not easy. Plus, I was gone for a couple of months.
Yeah, more like years for the viewers.
Do you really have to call me out? By the way, did you finish the WSSS?
You mean the wolf shapeshifter super suit? Yeah. Just place your arm through it and push the red button when you're ready.
Ouch, you didn't tell me it would hurt.
Oh, come on. It didn't hurt that bad.
Well, here goes for nothing.
So how does it feel?
Like I was meant to wear it. Yeah, this suit will help me a lot. Even hiding my face too.
So what are you going to call your suit? You can't name WSSS?
How about Claw Wolf?
Lame name.
What? How is it lame?
Can you come up with a better name than that?
All of the name of the wolves are taken, so no. Plus, this is why the suit should be called Claw Wolf.
So are we still moving forward with the plan?
Yes.
So when do you think when the next video is coming out?
I don't know. After all, this is only the beginning. Plus I have so much plan and ideas, but let's just hope this will work. If it doesn't work then